Thanks for sticking with us. I'm here with WSBT Radio Sports Beat, Rick Carter, here to talk about the big game.
Hey, Kristen.
First of all, it's cold outside today, Rick.
And wet and windy.
And gross. You know, Notre Dame is taking on a tougher competitor than we've seen the past couple of days. Stanford has a great record, but so does Notre Dame. So how do you expect them to compete this afternoon?
Well, first of all, Stanford right now statistically has the best defense in the country as far as points given up and yardage given up, so they're really, really good. They do have a loss to USC, but they're as good as anybody defensively, so they got to find a way to defeat that. They're going to have to run the football. They can't turn it over like they did against Syracuse. They will not get away with 5 turnovers and still win this football game, so clean things up. Stanford has struggled, though, this year offensively. So I think the Irish, the way they're playing defense, have a much better shot than they have in years past. Remember, they've lost 4 of the last 5 to the Cardinal. Yeah.
So what are they going to need to do? I mean, Golson had a rough game this past game. If he plays like that again, I mean, what are your predictions?
Well, if he plays like that, they'll lose because Syracuse was not as good as an opponent. They really weren't able to take advantage of it. And Golson threw for a lot of yardage as well. They racked up over 500 total yards. Going to be difficult to do that against Stanford. Really good pass defense, so he's got to be more careful with the football. He's got to protect it better. But again, they're going to have to play really good defense against a physical offensive team that's kind of looking to get its footing, but is, I think, better than they've shown up to this point.
They're still missing the so-called frozen 5.
Yes, they're still frozen.
How could that affect this game? Do they need those people?
If they were ever going to need a cornerback like Kavari Russell, it could be this game. I mean, he's the one guy they're really missing. DeForest Daniels is a good receiver, but other people have stepped up. The main thing is it needs to be resolved. It's gone on for a long time. People are frustrated. 2 Irish players now have come out and spoken on their own. They've gone rogue, so to speak, DeForest Daniels and Kavari Russell. And I think just for everybody's sanity and peace of mind, it needs to be resolved one way or the other.
Is there a chance that Notre Dame, if they beat Stanford, could they go to the national championship?
They will be in the national championship picture if they beat Stanford. They're in a series of 3 games now with Stanford, North Carolina also at home, and then at Florida State. This is a very important 3-game stretch. North Carolina's given up a lot of points in the last couple of games. They'll still be dangerous. Then, of course, it's Florida State. If they win those 3 or maybe even come out with just 1 loss, they're still in the picture.
All right, what's your prediction?
You're going to have to listen later today, WSBT 96.1 FM, 960 AM. I'll have my prediction sometime between noon and 2:30.
Oh,
sorry.
I'll tune in. All right, thanks, Rick. We'll be right back.
It's more comfortable.